I just got home. It's 9:20, and it's August the 9th, 1923, my birthday. Of course, I'm missing my mom and dad this year. Of course, I'm missing my little girl, my little dog Twinkles, my whole world, my sunshine, my happiness. They murdered them all. And they've shown me darkness and grief no human should see. You know, I know my parents are great. They sacrificed for others. They loved others. They selfishly murdered them, and I just give all my wounds to Christ. I pray to Christ, and I know I'll see him in heaven again, and I know I'll see my little dog Twinkles again. But now I'm totally devastated because after my little girl, I went into severe depression, and they broke in the garage and put her there. And then later they came here and did rituals, and they tried to dam her, lead her to the creek. And so, as far as I was concerned, nothing could get me out of the depression that they put me in. And right before this Christmas, like I guess the second of Christmas, they were killing me. I've never been so listful. I was losing my life force. They were sucking it out, and they thought I'd be dead. I had the last nail in my coffin. And out of the blue, Frankie Valli contacted me. And just when I think there's no hope, just somehow him contacting me, and it was like I snapped out of a lot of what I was going through. And he put me back in yesterday. And I was just telling God before that, I kept saying to God, life's over. My parents gave me a reason to exist. And I said, without them, or not knowing they're safe here, they're going to be in the hereafter. Not hearing God tell me I saved them or heaven exists. I could not improve. I couldn't cope. And so I didn't have any meaning. I didn't have any dreams. And I had nothing to look forward to in the future or hereafter. And then he contacted me. And in no time, when I heard how sad he was and how he wasn't feeling good, and that he was so happy to talk to me, I said I wasn't even going to decorate, Frankie. Bob was trying to get me to decorate. I wasn't. I said, but then I brought the tree up after we talked for 2 weeks. And then he started talking to me in the morning, and he started talking to me in the evening. And the next thing you know, he's sending me poems and songs, and I'm sharing songs. And before you know it, I feel the Holy Spirit. And then I start to get boosted, and then I start seeing there might be hope in the world. And then I saw the light through his light. And then all of a sudden, my dreams started coming back to me, and the old me started coming back to me. And the reason was because he always made me think of my parents, because I admired him, and because he was my role model, and because he was strong and they were strong, and because he always gave me good advice and he always loved me. And all of a sudden, I just, I thought God worked a miracle. And God gave me someone in the past that brought me happiness when I thought that nothing could. And then I felt our bond growing. I started learning more about him I didn't know when I was young. I started seeing a dream come true I had in youth that I never had after I got married. And I started seeing even a greater side to him, and then I wasn't afraid, and then I didn't fear the future, and then I felt immense love, and I felt that he told me, he opened his heart to me and said he didn't think he could ever fall in love again. He says, because he had been hurt so bad from his last marriage, and he says, well, I've really fallen in love, and I respected you as a young teenager, you little leggy girl. He goes, but I paid advances because you were so much younger than me. And then he says stuff like, I adored you, but, we never went to first base. And then I just, he's shown me that God is still there, that God still loves me, that heaven exists, and there's still some purpose. And so now what's tearing me up is just when we're getting so close, after we talked from December until, I guess, we were talking a lot, every twice a day. until a couple months ago. And then they started impersonating him. And then they started threatening his life and threatening my life for talking to him and trying to kill me for talking to him. And, you know, because he wasn't a replacement for my parents, but I felt like my parents were here again. And you know, it wasn't the same love I felt for him, but it was the love of someone I admire, that I love more than myself. That is someone that I've always put on a pet, I looked up to and adored. So now they're trying to take away that blessing in my life that I've known since I was 15. And they're trying to murder him, and they're making him they're torturing him. And it's difficult. And so if you wonder why I'm upset trying to get a hold of him yesterday and today, is because all they do is tell me, you know, they tell me they're torturing him. And I saw them do that to my parents. And then they're telling me I can't see him unless I make a deal with the devil. And then they're telling me they're going to make him suffer if I don't dance with the devil. And killing him. And you know what I've already witnessed? I witnessed it with my parents. I witnessed with both my parents their torture. You know, and I don't want to see Frankie tortured. So if you wonder why I'm overreacting, it's because I think we're both living on borrowed time. And I want to see him again before they torture him. Kill him.